And welcome to the 5 Minute Business Boost, where you get to choose your 5-minute investment. I'm your host, Sam Hicks, and I'll be discussing topics under the headings of business development, marketing, photography, and much more. Trade shows and expos are a vital component of business growth and networking. They offer an unparalleled opportunity to showcase and sell, if you can, your products. You get to meet new potential clients and you can build brand awareness. Today I'm going to chat to you about how to ensure you get that success, get the most out of those trade shows. And it does require a good bit of planning, a great mindset, and on-site execution. Now, you may not attend trade shows, you might be attending a market. Some, if not most of these tips will also help you in that space as well. But first, I checked my podcast analytics and wow, I have to say hi to the following countries and regions. Firstly, good day to all my listeners in Australia and New Zealand. Hi to everybody in America. Salamat to my listeners in Singapore. Apologies if I've muffed that up. Hello to my listeners in Germany. Yasu to my Greek listeners. And there are many more. In fact, 40 cities in total from around the world listening to my podcast. I'm truly humbled that you chose your 5 minutes. Well, in many cases, it's a lot more to listen to this girl from down under with sometimes a very raspy voice from asthma and a cough that suits our wintertime flu season. Truly humbled. But anyway, let's get into it. In our business, we've attended many trade shows, some a few hours long, others over many days. Over the last few years, I've run many events, and I'd like to say it was all me, but it's not. It takes a team, a small army, but there's always creative ways to ensure that you get the maximum return on your event. It's a great way to promote your business and really learn how to spruik your items, your things for sale or your services. In our case, way back when, we were selling at retail expos, large exhibitions, meaning hundreds of businesses in the same space, and some open to the public. Otherwise, the majority of them were wholesale exhibitions or trade shows. Additional tips are the last in this episode, and that's where you might find some extra nuggets of gold. So hang in there for a little while. Now, costs can blow out. I'm not going to lie. Exhibitions and trade shows can be expensive. So you have to be mindful of the costs, the setup, the signage, insurance, freight, and if there's any required stallholder type permits. It all adds up. So let's get thinking about the show or the expo that you and or your business has put an application in to be part of. Or maybe you're just having a good look around to see what's out there. Is it 1 day? Is it 2 days? Or in many cases, a few days long? What's the duration of the event? What are the details? Is it an industry or sector-based event? Is it a public event that will attract potential new clients in off the streets? Or is it wholesale, closed to the public, but wholesalers who are actually retailers will attend? Many factors go into this type of event. Are you able to set up your own stand, or do they have a contractor? Sort of, like an event stylist that you order your stand, its look and its feel from. You also need to think about your buyer persona. Who will you be marketing to? Who will be attending? And if you know any past attendees, maybe reach out and ask them 2 things that they learned from the event. Even better, ask 2 exhibitors who have exhibited at a previous event run by this company or organisation and ask the same thing. So let's go through a few points to consider. This is actually broken into 2 episodes. This is the first episode. So there's my top 5 tips in this episode, and then the second episode, of course, will have the balance. So number 1, signage. Now, clear and professional signage is crucial for attracting attention and communicating your brand's message. Your signage should be bold, easy to read from a distance, and consistent with your branding. Now, the only thing you will run into here is if your brand name is extremely long. Think about it, because sometimes there are character requirements or limits on your signage at some of these big expos. So have a think about that. Consider using high-quality materials and ensuring your logo and key messages are prominently displayed. Investing in a well-designed sign or signage can significantly impact your booth's visibility and attractiveness. Bonus, of course, is that they can be reused for something else or another expo or trade show. Again, check with the guidelines, exhibitor kit or event instructions around this. You may have to have consistent signage, as with some events, theming will stipulate your signage must align and or be created for your stand or booth, and you don't get much choice in the matter of, fonts, colours, etc. And often the event will have the same signage for all booths. So when you're doing this, check out ceiling hanging options too. They can be seen from further afield, especially if you're in a large venue such as the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre. Now, we've exhibited many times over the years at this place, and for those who are listening here in Australia and around the world, we call this centre Jeff's Shed, and it's a massive venue. I think it's 3 buildings all sort of combined and joined very seamlessly next to the Yarra River in Melbourne. And that venue has its own event planning and resources guide, which I think you can still get online, and it has all the signage options. And that's just the venue. So then once an event coordinator or an organisation rents that space for the expo or their event, they then would have their own nominated signage contractors or group that would take care of all that signage, setting up stands, etc. And then you arrive, once you've paid your money and you've booked, of course, you will arrive to a basic shell of a space. And it might be as simple as a 3-sided space that you then get to decorate. If you're heading to a regional event, on the other hand, most signage would be on the day. Pull-up banners, tablecloths, overhead marquee, signs or printed marquees if you're getting all fancy. Feather banners are also popular. And if you buy feather banners, get the inside water-based bases as well as the pole into the ground or the cross bases. It's nice to have options when setting up feather banners. Anywho, just search up in your favourite browser and check out all the portable displays or freestanding backdrops that you can order these days. They are amazing, and in many cases you can get online with that particular company and design your own within their platforms. And you'll actually be able to see what other industry businesses or industry sectors are doing and what the industry standard is now. And there are lots of options. Anyway, back to the site or booth spaces. Many will offer you power to your site, meaning if you're in a large venue or a shire hall, you'll have access to power. But if outdoors, it may be unpowered. If you need power, that may mean a rental or a purchase of a whisper quiet generator and long tagged leads. If you're in Victoria, you'll understand what I mean about tagged leads, and they are leads that have been checked regularly and have a little yellow sticker on them from your local electrician. Overall, you're going to need to be creative, but to be seen, you've really got to be creative. All right, number 2, products. This is a really good one and will give you quite a bit of head scratching. You need to be able to choose the right products to showcase. This is essential. You'll need to select products that highlight your best offerings, innovations, or it might be as simple as a new product release. You'll need to arrange them in such a way on your booth that allows visitors to interact easily with them. Use stands, shelves, and lighting. Consider strip lighting, solar power or battery operated items can assist here. And of course, if you've got power, well then, as long as there's not a limit on the power that you can use, you can create quite an appealing display. Again, you need to get creative. You don't need new shelving, but sometimes booth setup companies will have a hiring option. In some cases, we went for that option because then we only had to take stock to and from, and of course our catalogues. And it was nice to get there and everything is set up. You pay for it, but everything is set up. Make sure you have enough stock on hand to meet potential demand and consider offering special trade show discounts. Now, I know I need to add something here. You can never judge what people will go for. Catalogues and a QR code to order if you don't have the stock on the day is a great way of value adding to your sales stock. There's always somebody that is going to turn up to your booth and go, oh, I like that, but can I have it a bit shorter in green? In our days, it was ceramics, and you would take every different colour known to man as a sample, and somebody would ask for a green one or whatever colour they're looking for. It always happens. So this is about understanding the problem that you're solving and who your visitors are likely to be, and of course your most popular items. So this all needs to be taken into consideration when you're working out what products to take. Now, also consider an expo offering for those products, i.e. free delivery. If so, maybe so many units are purchased, you get free delivery. Whatever you need to do. Think about an expo discount. You get it. Be creative. Again, I'll be saying that word a lot today in this episode. Number 3, call to action. A strong call to action or a CTA can drive engagement and lead generation. So whether it's encouraging visitors to sign up to your newsie, it might be as simple as booking a demonstration, online meeting, whatever, or a follow-up phone call, or even taking advantage of a trade show discount. Your call to action should be clear and encouraging. Many years ago, I learned about the difference between a soft CTA and a strong CTA. And in saying that, think about your brand voice. According to Google Soft Sell Techniques, focus on building relationships and brand loyalty, whereas hard sell techniques aim to drive immediate conversions and sales. So that's the difference between a soft CTA and a strong CTA. Action words can drive action. High reward with low risk is another term I have heard in relation to call to actions. I'd be trying to go somewhere in the middle, but that's me, and this is your decision based on your business and your brand voice. Consider a QR code. God, I love QR codes. Online forms accessible on a device, and make it easy for visitors to follow through or engage with you on the spot. So this might be, joining up to a newsletter, as I said, or booking a demo. But you need to think about the usability and the accessibility for all visitors. Consider that customer journey. What do you want them to do when they get to your booth? What are you going to do when they get to your booth? Number 4, email capture. Now, capturing visitor emails is a valuable way to build up your contact list and follow up after the event. Use sign-up sheets, tablets, or business cards so that people can drop their contact information quickly. A great one I saw recently was a double-sided business card with a sign-up QR code on the back, and you can generate this via Canva. Now, this QR code was on the reverse side of the card, and I thought, God, this is a clever use of that card. And the owner simply changed the wording on the landing page depending on the event. The QR code never changed. I thought, jeepers, that is just amazing. Simple and efficient. Consider you offering an incentive such as a giveaway or a discount on their first order or free delivery to encourage visitors to provide their details. It's all about capturing that email. And remember, everybody is doing this, so make it valuable and have a plan for post-event follow-up to nurture those leads. Nothing worse than gathering all those email addresses and doing nothing with them. Number 5, inviting stands or booth. Now, this is where you really can let your creative juices flow. Your stand should be inviting and approachable. If you can create an open layout that encourages visitors to enter and engage, I think you've won half the battle. If you do manage to get a double stand, consider using comfortable seating and think about any interactive elements that you can include to make your booth welcoming. Some of the best stands I have seen have had movement of items, demonstrations, or something catchy happening in the booth. It fosters that curiosity, and it can be a draw card. I've also seen, and this is another insider tip, I can remember looking over at a booth we were in, I can't even remember what state we're in, looking over and I'm like, why are there like 15 people all standing around this one person? I get over there, it was almost like Rent a Crowd. It was family members and stuff, but a crowd will draw a crowd. So, ensure your team is well prepared to answer questions and provide information about your products and services. Now, while I'm on staff or teams, consider your team members. Are they comfortable in saying hi to visitors and seeing how their day is going? They need to strike up a conversation and ask visitors what they've enjoyed so far about the event. You need to be able to interact with people that come past your booth. You need to be creating that community, and you need to be doing this without being salesy or pushy, because people will get the icks and just walk off. Eye-catching backdrops and displays can set your booth apart from the competition. Consider using large graphics, digital screens or interactive displays to attract attention. Now again, a lot of this you don't have to go and buy. You can actually hire for the day. So consider what your options are. You need to incorporate elements that reflect your brand's personality and values. Technology such as augmented reality or virtual tools can create a memorable experience for visitors. So chat to the youngers in your family. See if their VR headsets can work a bit of a trip for you to engage people as far as what catalogue pieces you might have or so forth. But simple design and innovative shapes and materials can also work. Squishy toys or items a visitor can hold or feel also work well. Popular are freestanding fabric stands, and I love these. They're soft to touch and they can move with a little bit of air movement. So check out, or hop online, check out the framed pop-up displays, and you can simply get the frames and then updated the printed fabric and retain the frame over time. So that helps if you've got a couple of different messages or different themes that you want to run a different expos. You can have the same frame, but you have the different fabrics to top over the top of the frame. Or maybe it's just as simple as a selfie pull-up banner. That might be the secret to engaging with people. As I said, you've got to be creative. A stunning background will work. Keep it simple. That can draw the eye and those visitors into your booth. It doesn't have to be complicated. Think of any stunning imagery that you've got, or even a catchy tagline, something that's going to evoke that curiosity. Preparation is key. Making sure that you get the most out of your trade show experience. You need to have a plan, do your research, chat to others who have exhibited in the venue or the expo before. Remember, back when you attended expos, think about what you liked or the brands that you interacted with, and most importantly, why did you interact with them? What did you come home with in your little show bag? What did you pick up later and think, I really enjoyed that company. I'm going to have a look at that pen, and I'm going to see if I can find their website. So that's the top 5. Now there is a part 2 of this episode, so tune into the part 2 where I chat about networking, merchandise considerations, pre-event marketing, and the balance of the top 10 tips. Until then, cheerio. Thanks for listening to the 5-Minute Business Boost. For more information, follow me on socials, sign up for my newsie, or check out my website to see how we can work together to reach your small business goals. Remember, anything is possible, especially in the northeast of Victoria. Until next time, cheerio.